So hello everyone. The purpose or the objective of this discussion video is to help you understand the concept of the third law of thermodynamics. So, ang second law of thermodynamics, hindi ito mag-isya muna kinanglan pa i-discuss. Medyo ma-explain ko na siya later on if we will have more of this solving apart. Pero, in the third law of thermodynamics, kinanglan nato ninsyindihon ang concept of your third law of thermodynamics. And pwede na siya natin ma-understand fully ang concept of your third law of thermodynamics if we understand the concept of randomness and entropy. So, ano ni siya ang randomness and entropy? So, let me explain to you. Kung maghamba ka randomness, that is the movement of molecules. So, movement of molecules is known as randomness. So, I have here a specific na example. Okay, so kung makita natin, we have this one. So, see this. How quiet the students are sitting on their chairs and they are not moving at all. But akong mga estudyante, gapungko lang sila. So, kay palibog, hindi kay sunding. This is exactly the situation when there is the strict teacher in your class. Ara lang ka ba sa pulungkuan? Wala kang magigiyo-giyo, kaya nakulbahan ka mo kay teacher. So, that is a very um, nice nga representation of this one. Okay, so may ipakita ko nga another nga picture. This one. It's recess time. I guess this is exactly the situation which is seen during the recess time or vacant period or any nga wala nang stricto nga teacher. Students are moving here and there sa sulod ng classroom. Now you will come to know what is randomness. So, see in the first image, nga present ko kagina, the students are not moving. That means they are just sitting in their position. Thus, their randomness is zero. So, but sa sininga picture subong, nagkakakita naton, the students are moving here and there. Thus, this means ang ilang randomness is more than zero. So, this is a simple concept of randomness. So, medyo mas hapos nga representation of the concept of randomness. So, the same thing happens sa aton nga mga gina-consider in terms of chemistry nga solid, liquids, and gases. So solids show, so kung makita natin dito sa representation, so solids show less nga movement of molecules. So liquids, syempre, medyo more nga movement of molecules. Gases show syempre sang maximum nga movement of molecules. So this movement of molecules is known as our randomness. So thus we can say that solids have less randomness. So liquids have more randomness compared to solids. Kag ang mga liquid, so they have maximum nga randomness kung i-compare sila natin. So, na hapos lang sa aton i-describe. Hapos lang sa aton insindihon ang randomness. Question subong is, ano naman yung entropy? So when we consider your entropy, so entropy, that is the measurement of the randomness of the system. Again, entropy is the measurement of the randomness of a system, or entropy is the measurement of the disorder of the system. Okay, so it's simple. So, it is just the measurement sang kung ano ka-random ang molecules nga nag-move sa specific na system. Measurement kung ano ka-random ang movement of molecules in one system. So, in solids, syempre, ang aton nga molecules are properly arranged. So, kung makita natin dali sa ating nga representation, since they are properly arranged, which means may less lang siya nga randomness. So, ang iya nga entropy of the solid is least or medyo ano siya, at a minimum nga consideration. In gases, ang aton nga molecules, they move very fast throughout sa aton nga suludlan or sa aton nga container. So, it has more randomness, which means it has more entropy. So, the entropy of liquids naman lies, syempre, between sa solid kag sa gas na concentration. Okay, so kung i-consider na naton ang third law of thermodynamics, maghambal ta third law of thermodynamics that focuses on the value of entropy of completely pure crystalline substance is zero at absolute zero temperature. Ano kuno? Ang value sa aton nga entropy sa pure crystalline is zero. Kung ang atong temperature consideration is absolute zero man. So, I'll explain to you this definition. Kabay pa maintindihan in this very simple way. So, don't you worry. So, tell me what happens kung ang aton nga temperature pasakaon ko, i-increase ko. So, generally, kung i-increase naton ang aton nga temperature, the molecules vibrates. So, they vibrates with a greater nga speed since ginpainit mo sila. So, the oscillation, syempre, ma-increase man. So, ang linear motion as well as mga rotational motion sa ating mga molecules, ma-increase man syempre. Thus, because of this, ma-increase man ang aton nga result and the increase or um, ang aton nga result sa entropy. Because ga-increase man ang randomness sa ating mga molecules. Again, kung painito naton, mataas aton randomness kay grabe ang movement of molecules. Because of that, masaka man ang ating entropy. So now what happens when temperature decreases? The answer is simple. Molecular vibration also decrease because of gipanubo mo na ang temperature. But silingon, ang aton nga randomness ma-decrease man. Then, this results to a decrease also in your entropy. Okay, so kabay pa nga medyo klaro na. So, the third law of thermodynamics states that the value of your entropy of a purely crystalline nga substance is zero at absolute zero temperature. Anong bot silingon? This means that we have pure nga crystalline solid nga substance. Ang kagang aton nga temperature is absolute zero, bot silingon wala sang entropy, wala sang changes, wala sang change in randomness. Kung wala man, kung absolute zero ang imo nga temperature. So, amo na magina basically ang concept of your laws of thermodynamics. So, kung ma-recall ninyo, ano nang ginpang discuss naton? We have discussed what is thermodynamics. So, gin-discuss mo naton ang about sa temperature, about sa heat na discuss na naton, gin-consider na naton. We have also the concept of thermodynamic systems and surroundings. Nga gin-discuss naton ang about sa system, boundary, universe. Also, we were able to discuss about your heat transfer. Gin-discuss naton ang concept of your conduction, convection, radiation, and we proceed to the concept of thermal equilibrium later on. So, in the previous nga discussion video, gin-discuss naman ang concept of phase diagram and triple point. So, gin-discuss natin ang triple point of water specifically. So, we're in, gin-consider man natin ang thermal expansion nga consideration. We have fully discussed the concept of your laws of thermodynamics on the first, second, and third law of thermodynamics. Also, we focused on your heat capacity and specific heat capacity. The four types of thermodynamic processes yung discuss na natin. We have also touched on the topic of reversible and irreversible processes, the contrast or the difference between your heat pump and your heat engine. So, gin fully discussed naman naton. So, amo ni ang kabilugan nga concept of your thermodynamic laws. So, in the next discussion video, we will have more on of the calculation nga sides, mathematical part sang kabilugan naton nga pang discuss. But this is it for now. Thank you. Stay safe. God bless.